It is a championship for the Bedford Bulldogs, 3 in a row.
Johnson serves it in. Great header there, and it's a goal.
Brian O'Brien shot, Bedford goal.
He's at about the 18, sends it up and over and in. Big shot, Grace Crowder. Will kick, snaps back, kick is up. It looks good. It is good.
It's good.
It is good.
It's good.
And welcome in to Stello Stadium here in Nashua, New Hampshire for the Division I Boys Soccer Championship. I'm Corey Munster-Tiger here with Lauren Fox. Lauren, good tilt on tap this afternoon, this evening. Should be a nice one.
Yeah, you know, Bedford boys team, I don't think if you'd asked them early on in the season whether they were going to be in the state championship in November, they would have told you that it was a possibility. But here they are right now. They do have a feather in their cap in that they were able to beat Hanover early on in the season. In fact, they handed Hanover their first loss of the season, one of only two, beat them 4-1 back on September 1st. But man, Hanover's been on a roll. They are 15-2. The Bulldogs, after dropping 3 in a row right near the end of the season, and it was looking like the season was really circling the drain, won their last 3 and are in the playoffs still, remaining undefeated in the playoffs, and somehow 1 win away from a Division I state championship.
Yeah, a bit of an up and down season for the Bulldogs. They started hot. They lost, actually, they lost an early one, tough an overtime game. Came back from that with several good wins in a row. And then, as you mentioned, 3 tough losses, but then came back. So up and down season. They've had some issues on the team, but yes, they had the talent all along. They're finally putting it together, and it's fun to see them here in the finals. Hanover's not a pushover, though. As you mentioned, 15-2 record in the regular season. One of those losses coming to Bedford. That was a 4-1 game, kind of a thumping, and it was a bit of a surprising score early this season.
Yeah, well, anytime you beat a good team like Hanover, I remember hearing about that one from Sean Diaz after it happened, and I said, seriously, 4-1 over Hanover. Hanover's a good program. They're usually the cream of the crop in Division I, and after the Bulldogs had played against Memorial in that season-opening loss, where it was really a game that I think they felt like they should have won and didn't, well, there was really no optimism, and then all of a sudden you go out and you beat what ostensibly is one of the top teams in the state 4-1, and you say, okay, which team are we getting? Are we getting the team that sort of laid an egg against Memorial, or are we getting a team that somehow found a way to beat one of the premier programs? And in truth, this season, kind of we've gotten a little bit of both.
Yeah, and certainly the playoffs has told that same story. They came out and won their preliminary playoff game against Portsmouth 9-1. Yes, I said that correctly, 9-1. They absolutely demolished the Clippers that night. Very surprising result, but the team just was clicking on all cylinders. Their offense was on fire. 2 hat tricks that night, one by Ali Mirza and one by Gavin Diaz. We also had 4 assists by Jack Toulon that evening, so it was a phenomenal output of offense for the Bulldogs that evening. The next 2 games, they've been a little bit quieter, so a 1-0 win over Nashua South, the reigning Division I boys champion, and then a 1-0 win over Nashua North. Both tough-fought battles with the Bulldogs coming out on top.
And I think if you would have asked me, I would have told you that the one that I was expecting less was that win over South. And you, I think, watched that South game. You probably did it on TV. I watched it as a fan. But to see that after the regular season game where the Bulldogs just didn't match up well with the speed of South at all, and then to come out and beat them in the playoffs was utterly shocking. So as somebody who is, I guess I've watched probably more Bedford soccer than anybody who's not a coach or named Diaz this year, realistically, you feel like you're kind of in a good position to state what's going to happen in a game, and that outcome shocked me as much as anything I've seen this year.
Yeah, and all kudos to this Bulldog team gelling at the right time of the season. They came in, again, playoffs, done well in these first 3 games. They've gotten themselves in a position to compete for a state championship, and now here they are. Friday evening, 5 p.m. kickoff. The sun is setting down over to the left of the stadium here. We're on the top of the press box, Should be a beautiful night.
It is a beautiful night for soccer, absolutely. We have both teams at midfield, as you can see. Introductions taking place and about ready for some soccer. But yeah, it has been an up and down season, to say the least, for these Bulldogs, and one that, were it to end with a championship, would be a fitting valedictory for the seniors that have been here and played so hard for their time as Bulldogs.
Starting lineups being announced right now. Bulldogs will be in their white jerseys, red numbers, black shorts, white socks, looking sharp. Hanover will be in their maroon jerseys, maroon shorts, maroon socks, white numbers, white collar. Both keepers in a fluorescent yellow. I love that look. And the official three-man crew tonight, that's good. Three-man crew are going to be in their purple tops and black shorts, black socks.
Tell you what,
it's sharp this evening.
It's been really reassuring to have those three-man crews, and they've done a very good job. Saw it in the girls semifinals the other day, where they were making some spot-on calls as far as offside went, and they're really on top of plays. You have some of the best officials in the state who are the ones who are managing these games at this point, and they are doing an excellent job. So hopefully the same thing will hold here. And you have officials too who are out, who in a lot of cases do a good number of college games, do high-level high school games, high-level travel soccer. So you're getting people that are used to the pace of play and can kind of keep their head on a swivel. It makes a big difference.
Makes a huge difference. The two-man crew is tough. I mean, they're trying to manage the fouls in the center of the field and also the offside calls. Their positioning is a little bit different. They can't necessarily see everything that's going on. With this three-man crew, you can have the side judges staying right on point with the back defender. It gives them a much better angle, and overall just a better officiating team when you have a third person.
And I guess speaking of that, if you want to become a high school sports official, well, we didn't even have that read today, but I'll be on it anyway. Visit NHIAA.org. You can get more information on how you can become an official, make an impact in your community almost immediately. We certainly need them regardless of the sport, whether it's basketball, football, baseball, soccer. We need more officials because, of course, we can't play games if we don't have officials. So if you are interested, if you're looking for something to do, a little bit extra money, and you don't want to be like Bill Jennings and snap pictures of us while we're trying to broadcast, make us even more self-conscious than we already are, well, you can get a job as an official. And Bill Jennings will be happy to tell you all about it, or you can visit NHIAA.org.
Yeah, and honestly, if you have any experience in the sport, if you have an interest in the sport, if you just want to get out and run around, get some exercise, the state needs officials up and down the lineup in every sport. So please get involved. Please do what you can so we can keep these high school guys on the field with the right amount of officials.
So a quick basketball preview for you. I had the opportunity to talk girls hoops with Kevin Gibbs during one of the games, maybe a week or two ago, and it seems like the girls are going to be a lot of fun this year. Pretty stacked team. Lana McCarthy coming back, of course, that's a big piece, but a number of other pieces that will make the girls team a lot of fun to watch. With that in mind, we will stay with you for the playing of our nation's national anthem.
And we're back, just about ready for kickoff here. We just heard the national anthem. It always, never fail. It's amazing to me that there's no wind up here at all. And during the right lyrics and the right time of the anthem, the flag just subtly starts to sway. So a little bit of flap, and it makes it perfect.
It's like Ghost in the Machine.
It really must
Right
be.
here. It's got to be.
I'm fascinated by that every single time. So.
I'm 99% sure that the official who is to our far right, who's testing out the net and whatnot, was the official who did the girls' finals here at Stellos last year and did a very estimable job on that game. So not certain who he is, but he looks like a spitting image of the same dude. So
I'm 99% sure that he just ran a 4.440
yeah,
as well.
He's fast.
I mean, he was sprinting down there to check that net.
Yeah, that was for show. Have you noticed something in the NFL, by the way? Like, okay, the first really jacked ref was Ed Hockley.
Oh yeah.
And he was far and away the most jacked dude who was official. Now I feel like every guy who's got the mic on in the NFL is just as jacked as Hockley was.
Yeah.
It's like they're all in the same Joe Weider formula.
It's true.
Or Frank Thomas, whatever Frank Thomas was thinking. I mean, like, I want to go to the gym that the NFL officials go to.
Your view might be skewed too, because Hockley's son is one of those officials.
Yeah,
that
I
you're
know.
probably
No, I
seeing
feel like
now.
all
It's
these
jacked.
dudes are just ripped. Like, they're bigger than the players are. All right, soccer time now.
It is. It is. Gavin Diaz stands over the ball at midfield. We are ready for kickoff. Final adjustments being made by the official on the field. A little signal to the clock operator up in the booth, and we are away. Deep ball played in by Ethan Benjamin, and Wyatt Seelig comes out. We'll dish it off to the right back. That's Ames over there for Hanover. Diaz, nice little 1-2 with Texiera, can't make the connection. And that's Tracy that comes away with it, near side to Winchester. As we normally see, the teams are likely going to feel each other out here. Benjamin steps up, though.
Yeah, great job by Ethan jumping that line there.
Then he gets megged there on that change of field. Bilecki comes up. Bilecki, of course, with the beautiful goal in the semifinal from a set piece, top left of the goalie. Lefty strike found the opposite corner and put the Bulldogs into this final here this evening. Bilecki with the throw now. Looks for a teammate, finds Benjamin in the middle. Out wide, Tulin pulls it down. Outside of his foot, tried to get wide to Tavis Wallace, who was making an overlap run, but intercepted by Hanover. Now Middleton in the middle field, goes wide, Bilecki. Colin Johnson will explore that left wing. Tipped out of bounds there by Charlie Forbush.
And Hanover is a team that has dominated offensively. We saw a couple games ago they beat, or a couple regular season games ago, I should say, they decimated BG 14-4. So it is a team that will score goals in bunches. But then again, Corey, we saw Bedford in the first round playoff game throttle Portsmouth, as we indicated earlier. And really that one is one that was surprising when you look at the Bulldogs and say, hey, they wound up with 9. So these are both teams that can score, and Bedford early on controlling it in the offensive end, but you got to make sure you capitalize on some of these long possessions.
Absolutely. No real opportunities at this point. They are just, again, probing that defense, switching fields, and now the Hanover team is off to the races. This is McGuire.
Yep.
He'll get fouled.
Yep, that one was absolutely coming. A trip there called on Richie Black, so it'll be a kick coming for the Bears, pretty point blank.
Yeah, and the official talks to Black a little bit there. Hey, come on, let's be smart about this. A little bit of a hard tackle we saw there on the replay that Black came out, got a lot of the body, and hence we have this threatening free position shot here. It's set piece. Looks
Bulldogs.
like we'll have Ryder Hayes over the ball for Hanover, wearing the captain's band as well. Bulldogs set up their wall and see what kind of play they have set up for this. Little pushing and shoving in the midst of the wall there. I've seen a couple of interesting set pieces where the team, kicking the ball would have somebody in the wall. They just have their team jump out of the way. So the person taking the shot will drill it right at their teammate. Same thing here, but Black gets a head on it, deflects it away. So it'll be a corner for Hanover.
Tell you what, if I got my head in the way of that thing, I'd be knocked into next week.
Low liner there from Hayes. Walensky looked like he had good position, but again, it was headed out by Black. And now Hanover will have the first corner of the game. Played in, right foot out swinger. Headed away by Eli Kaplow, one of the stalwarts playing center back all year round, with Richie Black, the aforementioned. And now Tavis Wallace earns the throw on the near side.
Another thing that we noticed from having the three-man officiating crew, you can't get away with nearly as much as you were in the regular season on a throw. We were seeing players 15 yards up running with the ball and taking the throw and really flipping the field without deserving to.
I'm always
way harder to do that. Yeah, it's it just defies belief, but it's part of the gamesmanship, I guess. In the playoffs, though, with three, you can't get away with that.
They'll still have at least a little bit of a long leash there. They don't
maybe.
You get at least a 5-yard difference, and then, if you can't find a teammate, you take 3 or 4 more steps.
Yes. In the face.
Deflected there by Ian Press. Tough one. Looked like he got it either in the chin or in the chest, but the Bulldogs here regrouping, trying to regain possession. Through ball here by Benjamin.
Good idea. A little bit too much for Gavin Diaz there.
Couldn't get a touch on it. And now Hanover will build from the back here. Long ball played up by Calderwood. Richie Black is there. Now Gavin Diaz tries to run onto it, but he'll yield a throw. So this is Winchester, Noah Winchester for Hanover. Throws it in. The Bears digging out from their own end right now. As you mentioned, a potent offensive attack.
Both teams can be, and my guess would be that this would not be a game that's a 1-0 game or a 2-1 game even. This is going to be the kind of game where my guess would be 3-2. We'll see a good number of goals. If you're down 1, that's not going to be a big deal. That's not insurmountable. If you're down 2, well, that's going to be a real challenge.
No score yet. We are just about 6 minutes in. Ball glances off one of the Bears defenders. Teixeira will take the throw. He yields to Tulin, so Tulin will take the throw. The Bulldogs trying to get a good opportunity on Cage. They've been, again, exploring this Hanover defense here, but no real shots on goal quite yet. Tulin throws deep in, and the Bulldogs will earn a corner kick, their first of the game. So Elliot Teixeira will wander to the near side corner.
Worked out well for Jack. He took all day to make that throw and apparently got what he wanted out of it. So the Bulldogs will line up a corner here with 33:08 left here in the first half.
Bulldogs offense congregating near the penalty shot. Great
Good
ball into the middle. Deflected away by the Bears. And now here's Tracy. Zach Tracy will come forward. Hanover trying a quick counter strike. Richie Black ranges over to his right. He gets fouled on a clearing attempt, as coming in strong was Zach Tracy, putting pressure on that center back. Man, see it here on the replay.
Tracy is quick, but what really set that whole thing up was a pass to space by Andrew McGuire, the midfielder, and that sent Tracy out with a full head of steam. But that kid is quick.
He sure is, and I saw some highlights earlier this season from the Bears, and Tracy has scored a good number of their goals as Benjamin looks for Diaz. Diaz cuts the wrong way, so it's fielded easily by Wyatt Seelig. Seelig will clear his defense up. He'll punt it away. Tracy and Middleton battled there at midfield for first touch, and Tulin comes away with it for the Bulldogs. Switches fields. Teixeira all the way aside for Colin Johnson. Teixeira now. Wide for Tulin. Bulldogs trying to put something together here. Tulin's cross gets stopped and then cleared away by Will Guerin. So not the conservative play that I was expecting to see in the first few minutes. We've had a couple of long balls, a couple of potential opportunities. Of course, that set piece from the Bears that was headed over the back of the cage.
It is swashbuckling, freewheeling soccer.
That's what you like to see in the finals. These kids have been working hard all season to get here, and now the fruits of their labor shall be seen. Bears with the throw in here.
Nice clear there by Richie.
Right to Diaz's foot. Now he touches to himself. Volleys it over for Johnson. Nicely played out and away by defender Charlie Forbush.
Both teams very precise. That is, in having not seen Hanover play at any point, not watched the Bulldogs as much as you have, it is a pleasant surprise to see how accurate these two teams are.
Ethan Benjamin with a strike, and he doinks it off the upright.
Love taking that shot there, though. You get that opportunity from about 25 out, you take that thing all day.
As he does there on the replay. Gets his right foot into it. Good, solid strike on the ball. Just a bit high. So the Bears will build from the back, from the goal kick. Black plays it up. Benjamin's
got that speed, too. That's a weapon that the Bulldogs can use from the midfield.
He does. He's kind of a tall, stringy kind of looking kid, but he has some surprising speed, and his agility is outstanding as well. Tracy out wide to the right. This is press. Serves it into the middle, cleared out by Black. Johnson trying to run onto it. Bilecki helps him out. Cleared up, but not out. Now Diaz comes back to help out. Strike lefty. Walensky handles it, bobbles it briefly, but then picks it up. Ryder Hayes again onto that ball with the lefty strike, but Walensky was there.
And in this game, it's going to be critical to follow the ball, because if a keeper doesn't handle it clean, you have an opportunity to make a play. Walensky didn't handle it clean and was slightly off balance. If Hanover has a guy there, Bedford's in trouble at that point.
Cool temperatures could add to that. It's quite dry out this evening, so no slippery ball, no slippery field. Diaz chases it down. It's deflected high. Johnson trying to squirt by on that far sideline. I believe we'll get a foul there, so.
Looked like the two just got tangled up, and the official deciding that he would call something instead of just letting it go over there. Would have been fine either way. Not going to really do a whole lot for Hanover.
Bears with a free kick. It's Calderwood playing it from his side of the field. Diaz trying to get it wide, and Johnson prevents it from going out of bounds.
Nice play, Johnson.
Bears throw in, far sideline.
A lot of action. Neither keeper really tested yet. Diaz jumps the line there and now has an opportunity to set the table.
Johnson down that far left wing, can't connect with Teixeira before it goes out of bounds. A little hockey analogy, Diaz is good at being, a little back check there. Jumps in from his offensive position to hopefully create some additional turnovers there, as we just saw in that previous play.
Absolutely a back check. You can, if you're quick enough to do that and you're willing to do it, it just, do you have the energy to expend?
Wallace now. He'll take some space towards the middle of the field, touches it over to Middleton. Back to Wallace. Gets to his left foot. First shot on net, but kind of dribbling in towards Wyatt Seelig. Easy play for him.
Good idea. You want to keep that pressure on the keeper. It's vital to do that. You like to get a little bit more on it, but regardless, the Bulldogs will take it.
We've got a foul here in the midfield. Looks like they're going to call a handball. I think Andrew McGuire was trying to come back to it. Tried to chest it, but got too much of his arm in on the ball. Benjamin out wide now to Johnson. Bilecki will take the throw on the far side. Just about 15 minutes into this game. Still scoreless, 0-0. For those of you listening on 105.1 WBNH, you can expect to have your normal expected programming of Suburban Underground, usually on at 5. That will be immediately following this game. We'll get a handball there by Tracy. Yep. He wasn't happy with the call, but Bedford certainly will be happy with the call.
I was going to say, you get that 30-yard kick from there, take it.
Teixeira will step over it. Bilecki is walking up. He, again, had that beautiful goal in the semifinals, but he will not be taking this free kick, as it is kind of top center, top right of Seelig's cage. Now Diaz will come up to the top here. He'll stand over it, pursue it, survey it. Bulldogs will talk about what they want to do. And as you mentioned, this is a great opportunity to make sure you're following the ball. Diaz runs over, Bilecki runs over, Teixeira passes it to Bilecki, cross into the middle. Beautiful opportunity, but the Bulldogs can't get a strike on it.
That thing looked like it was gift wrapped for Jack Toolin. If we have an opportunity to watch it again, the cross that came in was right to Jack, and it almost looked like he thought he was off. And had he just gone with the left foot instead of trying to kind of coax it back to somebody, he might have a goal.
Yeah, it was a tough angle from him. It looked like he had already run over the ball as far as getting onto it, potentially putting a strike on it. The Bears get lucky here with the deflection off of one of their defenders. Wallace does an amazing job of getting back and defending, causing some havoc as Tracy gets nudged out of bounds. No foul, and the Bulldogs earn the throw.
Tracy's got that motor, though. Man, that guy doesn't stop.
He sure does, but he's going to be matched all evening by Tavis Wallace with an equal motor here on the right back position. He's done exceptionally well on this back line all season. What I also like about Wallace's game is that he's not afraid to push forward. He does that overlap move, tries to get out and put some pressure on the defense, moving ahead. And now I think we're going to get a yellow here, or maybe just a discussion. Teixeira was not pleased about Zach Tracy and the little antics afterwards. You can see it right there on the replay. Official stops the clock, talks to both players, settles things down, and as you can imagine, there's some emotion and excitement. It's a state championship game. Come on, Lauren.
Yeah, it's interesting though, because he went by Teixeira. I don't know if he said something. Didn't look like there was contact.
Great ball here by Kaplow, headed, but it'll be a goal kick.
Didn't look like there was contact, and then Teixeira popped up and kind of, you know, it was almost like a cat. If you walk by, the cat tries to paw you as you go by, you know, if the cat's standing on the counter. It was like that sort of thing. And usually if you're the second guy who does the thing, you're the guy who gets noticed.
True. In this case, they noticed both, as Tracy got a talking to and Teixeira got a talking to.
Foul's offset.
Yeah, we'll replay first down.
Replay first down.
No harm, no foul. No foul. There actually was a foul, so that's why the Bulldogs had a free kick.
Before, yeah.
And Kaplow put it into the box.
And that's a good job by the officials there, too, of trying to diffuse any tension before it actually happens.
And I honestly think it was a great call to not card them, right? You don't want to have somebody on the yellow early in this game.
Oh, not now.
And especially not for that kind of inconsequential. Oh, beautiful save there. Great shot by Teixeira. Selig ranged a little bit to his right. As you can see it on the replay. Touched back by Tulin right to Teixeira. Teixeira gets a good shot, but Selig is there, true to the task. Teixeira now battles in the midfield, gives it back to Black, pushes ahead to Tulin. Tulin gets fouled.
Thrown down like a sack of potatoes around the 40, but might have sold it a little bit. Regardless, Bedford gets the kick on, and it's Benjamin taking it. Johnson fighting down into the corner. Hanover takes over, sends it up the far side.
Benjamin there gets back to disrupt this counter strike that the Bears were looking for. Kaplow up to the middle. Middleton in the middle.
All right, where else would he play?
And the Bulldogs looking to gain some possession here. Bears throw in. And they'll settle things down. Johnson, though, steps in. Too heavy of a touch, goes out of bounds.
Both teams are sort of playing for the big play at this point. And we've seen it both sides. It's a charge and a charge, but it is a field that is spread wide. And really what they're trying to do is make that one big play happen. Hanover now is on the attack.
And they are skilled at making those one big plays. Wallace steps up beautifully. Now Winchester into the middle to Hayes, and they'll fiddle around with it while they look to get back into the Bedford half of the field.
Hanover fans want to call. Tracy got knocked down right around the football midfield line. I guess that'd be the soccer midfield line too.
Some good sportsmanship there by Benjamin. Come over, give him a little high five. My bad, dude. I didn't mean it. Sometimes you do mean it. Sometimes you don't. In that case, he didn't.
Yes.
We talk about it all the time. Some of these fouls are good fouls, right? You take a foul in a tough position, but you're resetting your defense, allowing people to get back. Not a terrible thing. In that case, it was just too heavy of a challenge at the wrong time. Tracy now serves it into the middle. Deflected out off of the Bears player. I believe that was Andrew McGuire playing that striker position. And Walensky will have a goal kick. Serves it out to Black. Black forward looking for Teixeira on the right wing. Touches it to himself. But stepping up in a beautiful defensive play is Sam Ames.
Dandy ball work there by Teixeira, flipping it up over the defender and setting himself up, almost making a big play out of it.
We see Elliot Teixeira do that frequently. See Gavin Diaz do that a lot too, just kind of tipping it to themselves over the defender, trying to make some space for themselves. Tulin looked like he took a little clip on the ankle, and now they'll call it. They played a little play on, played advantage. It's the right call by the official to see if Tulin could recover his balance, and as you saw in the replay, couldn't quite do it. So that's when the official blows it dead and awards the free kick to the Bulldogs. Eli Kaplow will stand over it. Kaplow's got a leg. He can serve it into the area from here. Runs up, takes the swing at it. It's right at the penalty position, and Teixeira's there for a goal. It deflected off of a defender. We'll see it on the replay. Right down to the feet of Elliot Teixeira. And he's there to tip it past Selig, and the Bulldogs go up 1-0.
Make a lot happen off a set piece, and Capello volleyed it in, and once it had been played off the defender, well, Teixeira was able to sneak past that back line. Somehow, they didn't mark him. If you mark him, you stay out of trouble there, but if you don't pay attention to him and the man can sneak behind the back line, well, now all of a sudden he's one-on-one with the keeper, and the keeper's got no shot.
He did a Elliot Teixeira did a phenomenal job of chasing that down towards the goalkeeper. You can see he's going towards the net, and that deflection goes right to his feet. He's in behind, and he's ready to finish. Beautiful play by the Bulldogs, started by Capello's free kick. As we said, he's got a leg, and he served it into the area, and it results in a Bulldog goal. 1-0 Bulldogs.
Luck being the residue of design, and in that case, well, it was the set piece that came off the foul committed on Jack Toulon on the near side, and good job by Toulon of staying in that play. The official made that delayed call, and now here comes McGuire right back the other way, like Moses with the Red Sea, except didn't get up and over that shot. If he does, he's got a good shot, but didn't get over it, left it through the uprights.
Went for the lefty pull right here, got good strike on it, but as you said, just pushed it high. Walensky not forced to make the save. Now Capello will clear it out after the goal kick. Deflected out by Forbush. Saves it before it does go over that sideline.
Beautiful night here in Nashua. Stunning sunset over the left side of the field, our left at least.
And it's a nice little shadow outline of the trees as you look towards the lake and the sunset. Beautiful skyline. I'm sure our cameraman Bill Jennings, Grand Poobah of BCTV, will get that at some point.
He's a regular Ansel Adams, ladies and gentlemen.
Tough call here for the Bulldogs as the Bears will get the throw near side. Looked like it had deflected off of the Maroon, but the Maroon get the throw. Tracy back to Hayes. Hayes serves it out wide. Capello deflects it away on the back line. Bilecki. Now it deflects to Hanover again. They get back in the possession and trying to get an opportunity here. Hayes now in the middle. McGuire, heavy touch, but Hayes is there to help. Goes off the official, interrupting the flow of play. And Hayes expresses a little bit of frustration. Not much the official can do there as he drilled it right into his feet. But new soccer official process gives it back to Hanover. Pass in towards Bedford defense is deflected away, and Diaz came out with it. Johnson tries his speed down that left wing. Ames will come over and shield it out for a goal kick for the Bears.
This Hanover team's shown a lot of physical fitness early on in this one, about 25 minutes, and they have shown really no signs of stopping. Everything sprint all the time, even on that ball that went out of bounds there. Well, the defender sprinted right back to the keeper in an effort to get the play started again.
Teixeira shields off Tracy nicely. And we'll go back to an advantage. A couple seconds before, a foul is going to be called on Diaz. That seemed like it was a bit of an extended advantage there. It was kind of a play on, but it seemed like it lasted a little bit longer than normal, but the Bears will have a restart here. Ames quickly to the right side. Gets it up for Carter Guerin. Hayes back in the middle and back to Guerin. Guerin tries to split defenders, and Middleton is there to stop the progress. Diaz plays it wide for Toulon. He chases it down and keeps it in nicely, but then it is deflected out by Noah Winchester.
Not sure how Jack got to that ball. Had a little bit of heat behind it, but somehow he did. And able to keep it in bounds. Great play and really maintain possession for the Bulldogs there.
Kudos to the Bedford student body. They've come out in force this evening, lining the stands close to the field, supporting their team. Hanover looks like they've got several members of their student body as well. Decent crowd here this evening for the state championship game. 13:30 left in the first half. The Bulldogs lead 1-0 on Elliot Teixeira's goal with 18:12 left in the first half.
I feel like I'm on vacation right now, honestly, doing color commentary. Like, this is a good cush gig. I could really get used to it.
Tracy plays it out wide. This is Will Guerin. Tries to see what he can get, but will pass back to Winchester, who's there in support. They switch fields with Ames. They'll try the other side. Forbush. Tipped away by Bilecki. Diaz is there now. They'll play it wide for Tulin. Stepping up nicely is Winchester. Regaining possession for the Bears, but now Diaz tips it away. Teixeira. Now back to the Bears. Some good physical play in the middle field here.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like what's going on as far as those two. It's kind of like everybody with Sean Tracy, or Zach Tracy, I should say.
Tough call there, though. It looked like the Bears had committed the foul, so I was expecting it to go the other way with Tracy draped all over the back of Benjamin, but they call it in favor of the Bears. Try the restart quickly, and they'll gain possession and keep it in Bedford's end.
I could have seen that one going either way, and which that's usually, if nobody's getting hurt, just let it play on, but...
This is Guerin on that far side. Plays it out wide. Centering pass tipped away by Walensky. Nobody is there for the rebound as Tulin comes all the way back and clears it from his own penalty area.
And that's where, if you're Hanover and you're down in the corner with the ball, well, you know he's going to be doing a cross. He's not going to be scoring from there, that's for sure. So you got to have somebody Johnny on the spot ready to pick up the garbage, as it were. And that ball sat right outside the goal mouth for some time.
Serve in here by Wallace. Yes, I agree with you. It seemed like the Hanover players were ready and pursuing the cross itself, as we see here on the replay, and Walensky just did a great job of deflecting it back out.
Deflected it, but where's that next level of players in following that and finishing?
To me, it seemed like they had shifted over and were helping in support of the cross. Nobody's there. Teixeira battling with Hayes in the midfield.
Great play, Hayes, to come away with that one.
Here's McGuire. Finds its way back to the back line. Calderwood. Near side to Winchester. Now Black plays it up. Will Guerin on the left wing. Benjamin steps in, but it comes all the way back to the Bears' back line.
It is a Hanover team that I feel like is very disciplined. You see some opportunities for these guys to take shots and line one up from 20, 25 yards, and their mids aren't taking those shots. It's like that's not their game plan. They're not going to deviate from it.
They've had success all year. They've figured out some kind of formula, and that might not be part of it. It's gotten them to this state championship game. 1-0 is your score. Just under 10 minutes remaining in the first half.
It's like in Hoosiers, we're not going to shoot until we've passed 4 times. Coach Norman Dale will pull us off the floor. Doesn't care if there are 4 out there. I don't know if that's the case for Coach Rob Grable and the Hanover Bears.
Do they have a picket fences play in soccer? I'm not quite sure.
I saw Bedford run it earlier this year on the girls' side, at least.
We got a foul as Wallace was chasing that down.
Pretty ham and eggs garden variety foul.
I think they were calling offside as the near side linesman had his flag in the air.
Yeah, I did see that too.
Either way, it was a Bears free kick. Fouls are pretty even at this point, 6 apiece. Shots heavily in favor of the Bulldogs by 1, actually. 5-4. 5-4.
They won in a landslide.
Yeah. We can make some political jokes there, but we probably won't, considering you're a politician these days.
No, I'm an elected official, but nice try.
Oh, okay.
We've been over this before.
That's the same thing.
No, it's not.
Tulin comes down with it for the Bulldogs. His tip can't find the feet of Diaz, and the Bears have a throw.
Jack and Gavin trying to work a little ESP there, and one was on ESPN and the other one was on ESPN2, I guess.
Neither on the Ocho.
Nope.
Teixeira's pass across the field was intended for Ali Mirza. Picked off. He's come on for Colin Johnson on that left wing.
I thought we weren't talking politics. Sorry.
Hayes now with some room in the midfield for the Bears. Ooh, good look for Tracy, but Kaplow comes up.
Looked like he got shielded by the official a little bit too, and that was a weird one. That's also an artifact of playing with that third official, as all of a sudden here's this extra dude right in the middle.
Tulin turns back. Wallace forward for Diaz, but that's picked off. Benjamin now. Tulin tips it forward. Diaz tried to release Tavis Wallace down that right wing, but just a bit heavy, and it goes out of bounds.
A little give and go, but it came and went.
This is Ian Press now back for Ames. They'll try that far sideline. Missing in the midfield. Ooh, and Teixeira will get called for that. Trying to shield away Hayes. The Bears will have another free kick.
Yeah, just got tangled up and sent him sprawling.
Little hip check. And now here's Forbush. Tulin helping out on the defense. Kaplow coming across.
A little danger. That might be a corner kick. Nope, it's just going to be a
deep throw. Guerin tries to get released. Not quite sure what that call was.
I'm not sure what it was there, but offside.
Oh, it was an offside call. Okay, so yeah, the official on the far side had his flag up. I missed that. So Richie Black will take the kick deep in his corner of the defensive end.
Another
Ethan
whistle.
Benjamin got his back climbed all over, so we'll get another free kick for the Bulldogs. Just inside their own area. Defensive end, about 10, 11 yards shy of midfield. Kaplow will take a big boot at it. Just outside the area. We have an offside call here too, as Mirza, I believe, was inside the second to last defender, as the rule book states.
Yes, the keeper is a defender.
The keeper is considered a defender. Bilecki steps up. Can't connect with Diaz. Tipped ahead. Here's Tracy. A couple back heel plays, but Benjamin is there, and his ankles get clipped.
There's somewhere you see a guy hit the deck and you say, well, that kind of felt like incidental contact. That was one that sort of looked like incidental contact.
Incidental, but still clipped his ankle.
Yeah.
He clearly fell down because of the contact, so the official kind of has to call that one.
The precedent that they have set at this point in the game is that if there is something like that, it will get called. And I think their concern may be that the game is going to get a little chippy right around the middle, so try to get ahead of it before something else happens. Of course, we're not privy to everything that's going on down there either. Great through ball. He was offside, yeah.
Might be a conversation or two that we can't hear, but yes, Mirza was offside. We're inside.
I was like, man, I like that ball. He's in a great spot. That's why he's in a great spot. He's offside.
Inside 5 minutes to go in the first half. Bulldogs lead 1-0 on a goal by Elliot Teixeira. Black will play it across that back line. Kaplow ahead. Diaz heads it out to the left.
Great header.
Mirza runs onto it. Seelig comes off his line and scoops it up.
So Kaplow's older brother, Evan, I was out one day filming a video for an organization, and we had the camera guy. We did a couple interviews with some soccer players, had the camera guy out at our field, Bulldog Stadium, and we weren't doing anything with Cap, but he says to me, he's about 35 yards out, he goes, "Coach, watch this." And the cameraman says, "Should I roll?" I'm like, "Why not?" And what Caplo was trying to do was hit the crossbar dead center from 35 yards out. What do you think he did?
I'm guessing
Boom.
he hit the crossbar from 30 yards out.
Exactly what he was trying to do. It was money. It was the man. I think it was a sophomore at that point. Just absolutely called his shot.
Love to see it. Love to hear it.
It runs in the family. Although Evan didn't finish his high school career playing soccer, that is the mantle that Eli has assumed in the family.
Referee takes a quick timeout, is speaking to the head coach over there for Hanover. Didn't like the lip he was getting. Has a quick conversation. And the Bears will restart after a foul. Long ball played in. Headed back by Bilecki. Hayes punches it wide. Caplo comes away and kicks it out of bounds.
On a day like this, would you have worn gloves?
As a player?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
I just wanted to know.
No.
If you were going to wear gloves, would they be black gloves, or do you think that's part of the uniform?
You know, you may be surprised, but I never wore gloves as a receiver in football, even on cold days like this.
That's not surprising.
So I probably would not wear gloves either way.
What if you were performing and you had a multi-platinum album called Thriller? Would you wear a glove?
Only one.
Okay.
Yeah. It'd have to be diamond studded, encrusted.
Yes. No,
yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we're on the same page with that. I mean,
all right. That's fine.
It's fairly obvious.
We're under the 2-minute mark. We're about 1:45, by the way. I just wanted to. We need to update our fans because the clock is stuck. And some who might not watch soccer might just think it's broken.
Not
I don't
broken.
want them to think it's broken.
Not broken. As they normally stop the scoreboard clock with 2 minutes remaining in the first half, 5 minutes remaining at the end of the game. And the officials on the field will keep the last 2 minutes here in the first half and the last 5 minutes of the game. Your score is 1-0 as we approach halftime here. It has been a phenomenal first half. Hotly contested. Two teams battling it out. The Bulldogs lead on Elliot Teixeira's goal. Free kick served in by Eli Caplo. Now Zach Tracy has an opportunity. Gets around a couple of defenders, pokes it out wide. This is Guerin. Serves it in the middle. Headed away by Black. Tracy back to Guerin. And now the Bears will look for another opportunity to strike before this halftime whistle is blown.
Running out of time, though. They got about 30 seconds.
Played nicely by Mirza. Diaz waits for support. Mirza is there. Looked for Bilecki down the wing. Intercepted there on the far side. I believe that was... Who is that? Ames over there? No. McGuire?
Hard
Couldn't
telling.
quite tell.
Yep.
I think it's McGuire playing that right wing, number 8.
By my count, under 10 seconds left in the first half, but that is not official.
Black plays it off the back line. And now looking to get it forward here. This is Calderwood. Now to Guerin. Will Guerin. Far side, this is Ames. Benjamin is there to intercept that forward ball. Mirza will watch it go out of bounds.
We are now well over the 2 minutes, by the way.
Not well over. The official says we're right on as he blows his whistle twice, and we'll stop for halftime. 10 minutes on the board for this halftime. We'll regroup as we come back to bring you the second half of this state championship game, Division I boys soccer. The Bulldogs lead at halftime, 1-0. And we're back here at Stello Stadium, bringing you the Division I boys soccer championship. I'm Corey Munster-Tiger here with Lauren Fox. We saw an entertaining first half, Lauren.
We did. There was a lot of soccer, 40 minutes of it, and Bedford picked up that goal off a set piece. Great ball by Eli Caplow into the box, and off of a Hanover defender, and Elliot Teixeira was there to knock it in and finish. But great hustle by both teams so far. And while Bedford does come out after the first 40 with a lead, well, I would say you can take comfort in the fact you're up 1-0, but this is anybody's game, and there's a lot of soccer left to be played, as cliched as that is, and I realize it is.
It is very cliche, but I was thinking the exact thing. A lot of soccer. 40 minutes are back on the board. We're ready for a second half kickoff.
If you're watching at home and saw the official from the 50 tear straight across, that's the dude I was talking about.
Yep.
I think his job the rest of the year is to be the freeze at the Washington National Stadium.
I thought he might be
that's who he is.
New Hampshire hype man.
He's that guy.
Showing off that 4.4 speed again. And,
right.
40 minutes on the clock, but he needs only 40 seconds or 4 seconds to get from the 40 in.
You high school kids, you think you got this. Well, look, I'm faster than all of you and more jacked. So don't even start with me.
Is he taking the Ed Hockley approach? Does he go to that same gym that you were talking
Probably.
about?
You just haven't heard of it. It's a invite-only gym.
We are back live, WBNH 105.1 in Bedford. You will see this on the replay for BCTV as well.
And if you tuned in expecting to hear Suburban Underground, well, that will replay after the game tonight. For the sake of your vantage point, Bedford is moving right to left on your radio dial. If you have a car that has a dial in it, I'd like to know what kind of car it is.
Yeah, might be oldie but goodie.
Yep.
Guerin on the left wing for the Bears. And we might expect to see a heightened level of urgency for both teams here, but particularly the Bears. They trail the score and are fighting for their lives here in the state championship match.
What we saw from the Bears in the first half, though, was they play with urgency as the Bulldogs commit a foul. That one will be on Jacob Bilecki, I should say.
Bilecki.
But the Bears had a level of urgency in the first half, but they weren't pulling the trigger quite fast enough for my liking. But I don't know if that's not their style of play, if they're just working and trying to find a hole and exploit the hole. But now they got a golden opportunity here.
Ryder Hayes stands over the free kick, top left of Walensky. Takes a step, serves it far post, headed back towards the middle, but Ames's head ball goes out of bounds. Walensky will have a goal kick.
It's the right idea. I thought Hayes was going to go over the wall, not through it, and sure enough he did. He just got a little too much on it.
The Bulldogs do nicely to get forward here as Diaz gets fouled just shy of midfield. Quick restart by Tulin, and Benjamin will possess for the Bulldogs. Diaz looks for a ball down that right wing. Tulin making a run. Tipped out of bounds on that far sideline. I believe that was Sam Calderwood.
And I haven't watched Gavin enough as I've watched his younger sister Anna. And if you watch Anna at the midfield, she has a great deal of poise. The world could be falling apart around her, and she's just kind of watching, evaluating where everybody is. And Gavin's much the same way, except tends to be on that front line. Opportunity
here, but it's blown dead way back behind the play.
No secret on that one. The official had been whistling for some time. The foul had been called way earlier. The players up front didn't see it, or didn't hear it, I should say.
Or chose not to hear it.
Yes, selective.
Either one of those.
Yes, I know what that's like.
As every parent of a teenager knows.
Yep.
Probably every wife knows too about that selective listening, but don't tell them all about that. Caplow plays the long ball in right into the penalty area. Far side, Bilecki, and we're going to get a foul. I believe Tulin was tugging on some shirts and shoulders in there, so the Bears will have a free kick out of their own end. Fantastic ball though by Caplow. Right in, could have landed right on the penalty spot.
Great weapon.
Ames will clear it though. Near side, here's Guerin. Guerin's pass forward is out of bounds. He was looking for press.
That's odd.
It was just too wide.
Press was about 2 yards out of bounds on that one. It would have been like being upset with your receiver when the receiver is standing out of bounds.
Yeah, a little strange there. Here's McGuire. A foul by McGuire is going to get called as he's battling for position. So the Bulldogs have another free kick.
And seeing some frustration on the part of McGuire too. He's staring at his bench, palms up. And that's something, if you're a player, you have a choice. You can be palms down, palm up. Palm up is I'm blaming somebody else. Palms down is I got a job to do. And he was justifying something toward his bench.
Benjamin comes forward. Bilecki serves one in the box. Low liner is volleyed away.
I'm smelling the chicken food truck that's behind us. Are you smelling that?
I'm smelling it.
Yes. Are there waffles in the truck?
Game started at 5 p.m. If you're looking for chicken and waffles, you can come on down.
I don't know if it's just chicken
on the road.
Waffles are involved.
Well, you can ask him for a waffle.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
5 minutes into this second half. Corner kick played short here by Teixeira. Plays to Diaz, now served in. Bilecki tries to tip it in. Wallace comes forward. Johnson will volley it in, and Bilecki will try to bring things down. Diaz now. Goes back in towards the middle. Teixeira to Benjamin. Bilecki. Lefty serve into the box. Tulin gets a foot on it just high.
I thought the Bulldogs might have gotten away with a handball. I thought Teixeira might have stuck his hand out on one, but
I'm not sure I appreciate your unbiased approach to that call. No, I'm just kidding. Of course, we try to call it like we see it.
It looked like the hand of God somehow redirected the ball.
Pour a little out for Maradona.
Yep.
Guerin near side for the Bears. Finds Tracy. Serves it in. Caplow tries to shield it out and does. It will go for a goal kick as Guerin couldn't get a foot on it before it traveled over the end line.
Almost had it, Guerin, and showed a lot of speed. Caplow was doing his best to herd him in the other direction unsuccessfully. And then Cap kind of lost his balance a little bit. And Guerin, for a brief moment, appeared to be in the clear, but just couldn't corral the ball.
Just enough momentum to carry it over the line, and Walensky will clear it out on the goal kick. Tracy will get called for the foul, pushing on the back. Benjamin serves one up.
And again, Tracy showing his displeasure, walking past the official. The hand goes up, clearly not pleased.
Johnson. Dug out by Hayes.
Well, fighting that dog going for that ball.
Bilecki now. Over to Benjamin. He tries far side for Tulin. That gets pushed forward.
Fans like the fancy footwork from Ethan. And right back the other way we go.
Wallace chases the play down as Tracy looks in the middle for Guerin. Guerin back wide. Tracy serves one into the middle. Deflected high by Black. And now cleared out by Benjamin. 7 minutes into the first half. Diaz will wait for reinforcements. Looks for Tulin down the line, and there's a threat along the right wing. Not many Bedford players forward at this point. Serves it in. Johnson can't get ahead on it. Ames is there. Headed by Diaz, and Seelig will pick it up and clear his defense.
Good job, Gavin, to get in and sort of try to clean things up, even though he wasn't able to get a whole lot on it. But heading it down makes it a tougher ball for the keeper to play.
Guerin takes some space into the middle of the field. Tracy. Cleared out by the Bulldogs.
Hanover playing with a bit more urgency now. They're just not connecting on passes as precisely as they were in the first half. And they're going to have to do it in order to get these opportunities on offense.
Benjamin here in the midfield. Looks to get the Bulldogs forward. Tulin plays it deep for Teixeira. Johnson is backside on the left wing. He'll settle things. Now looks for Teixeira. Teixeira in on the cage. Seelig is there. Rather harmless shot, but perhaps looking for a rebound as Diaz was tracking it.
And I'm fine with that one too. It's tough to field that ball coming in with a full head of steam, a little bit of side spin on it as well.
Selig's punt gets right to midfield. Brought down by Tracy. He connects with Press, and now it's back to Tracy, and he's forward quickly. Interrupted by Richie Black. Good shoulder-to-shoulder play there.
Good no call. Tracy full head of steam, and Black the immovable object, and you can't call a foul on a dude for standing.
Hanover fans wanted that foul, but I believe I agree with you. Good no calls was shoulder to shoulder. Guerin tips it back to Press. Now back to Guerin. Into the middle. This is McGuire.
Bedford with a ton of dudes back, making it very hard for Hanover to get anything going. And Hanover wanted a handball there, and they'll get one, but right outside the box.
Wow, right outside the box.
Yeah, I mean, that is living on the edge of the box.
1 yard to the top right of the very corner of the 18-yard box. Ryder Hayes will stand over it for the Bears. And this is a tough angle here. Direct kick on the handball. He'll play it in. Far side, too high. Over Walensky's cage.
You have a good opportunity on that one there, and he read it right, but he elevated it just a shade too much. And Hanover cannot say they haven't had their share of opportunities on the set pieces, because they absolutely have.
Just a touch high, though. Hayes could not put it on frame. And now Hanover comes back. They'll play it across the back line. Ames to Calderwood. Now for Guerin. Tipped away by Benjamin. Ahead for Diaz, and he's offside.
Yeah, he was. That was one of those you're too good to be true, and Gavin got nabbed.
McGuire gets it tipped away by Benjamin. Black plays it out of his back line. Ames now up for Forbush. Avoids two Bedford defenders. And now Press plays it forward. McGuire. Middleton can't track him down. Good shot on cage. Save Walensky. Great save by Derek Walensky.
That's one of those, it's better to be lucky than it is to be good. He got a clean look at the net, and Walensky jumped at it, and if he tips it even 2 degrees differently, it goes in.
Corner here now. Walensky gets another hand on it. Just an absolute laser there by McGuire. And he couldn't get it past Walensky. Diaz takes a good shot. We get a foul called there. Well, Walensky, beautiful save there. We saw it on the replay a couple times. That thing was tracking to the upper left 90, and Walensky got good hands on it, deflected it out and wide.
Gavin getting taken out on that last one was something out of a movie. It was one dude in front of him, the other guy went into him behind him, and all of a sudden, it was like the trick you used to pull with your friends.
Oh yeah, we used to do that at practice all the time.
Get behind one guy and pushing the other guy. It was like that.
Opportunity here for Teixeira. Diaz, lefty, goes far corner, deflects. It's a goal! It's a goal! It's a goal! The Bulldogs go up 2-0. Diaz with the second. You see it here on the replay. He was trying to place it into that far side. Hanover defender got in the way, tipped it up and out of the way, and it goes into the back of the net. The Bulldogs lead 2-0.
What do they say? Living well is the best revenge. Well, if Gavin fell prey to the old gym class trick at around the 50-yard line, Gavin, living well right now, winds up sending it off the heel of one of the Hanover defenders and into the net from Elliot Teixeira at 21-11, and the Bulldogs now lead 2-0. Corey Munstertacker, my broadcast partner, furiously trying to write on like blue shiny paper that the rosters were printed on.
Trying to get the time of the goal down there.
28-11, guy.
28-11, perfect.
I'm on it for you.
Tracy using that speed, trying to get after it, but it'll go out for a corner as it was tipped out here close to midfield. And the Hanover Bears are picking up the urgency even more with 27.5 minutes left in this championship game. They trail now by 2.
Tracy's a senior, and he's playing like it's a senior, and it's his last game. He doesn't want an L.
Goal kicks in swinger, right-footed. Bulldogs play it out and away, and Diaz will try to, again, wait for his reinforcements. He does a great job of settling things down, fiddling with it, finding space. And now the Bears have it on the counter. Hayes on that far sideline looks for a run for McGuire, and it's over the end line for a goal kick. Now we're going to start to see some of the gamesmanship by the Bulldogs. They're going to see how much time they can waste in between each and every play. A goal kick here, a throw in there, and it's an art. It's an art without getting actually called for a delay, getting issued a yellow, as Walensky starts the process here, taking a few steps just to kick the goal kick. Benjamin flicks it on. Guerin uses some quickness to chase it down for the Bears, and now Johnson pokes it ahead for the Bulldogs. Seelig comes out and will clear it all the way into the Bedford stands here.
One lucky fan going to get to keep an NHIAA soccer ball.
Take it home.
Yeah.
Take it home.
We're not giving that thing back. That belongs to us. No, that's a lie.
Throw it back.
Seelig came out on that one, and that was about the only play that he could have made on that point, was sending it out. He realized he was in no man's land and really actually made a great play on that ball. Not a whole lot else he could do with it.
Bilecki with the throw now after Seelig sends it 14 rows up. Johnson, some nifty footwork, serves it in beautifully into the box, but headed away. And now McGuire will try to reset things. The Bears on the counter strike, played back by Tavis Wallace. Walensky will volley it forward.
And Hanover's going to have to play a freewheeling style of soccer here with about 25-40 left, trailing by 2.
Guerin with a strike, wide of Walensky's cage.
Great awareness by Walensky, reached for the ball, but knew where he was, and so obviously pulled his arms back, and the Bulldogs will take this goal kick.
Ticking down to 25 minutes left in the second half. The Bulldogs lead 2-0. Goals by Teixeira in the first half. Diaz here in the second half. And their defense is held strong.
I will say that it has, and you have an advantage up to of being able to play a more defensive style, more conservative style.
Although you go too conservative, you get tight.
Yeah, that was going to be the next phrase out of my mouth, and I knew you were going to finish it, so I just didn't say it.
Well, thank you. That's what a good broadcast partner does. I appreciate that, Lauren.
Not the best color guy in the business for nothing, Corey.
Self-proclaimed. That's fine, though. I like that. Johnson sticks it, deflects out to Diaz. Hayes. His pass gets deflected wide. Now Diaz tries to run back onto it, but gathering is the Bears. Tulin will try to chase it down far side, but to no avail. Guerin will throw it in for the Bears. Excuse me, that was Calderwood as Guerin tried to get upfield, and now Johnson plays it ahead.
And again, Hanover's just not playing with the crispness that we saw early in the first half. They were playing with a lot of urgency early in that first half, and it has left them. And their first touches aren't quite where they need to be, and their passes are not finding guys where they can make the next pass. And that's how you win a game and execute on offense. They're playing with a degree of panic to them right now.
The panic might be justified, but the panic usually causes mistakes, and we're seeing mistake after mistake with, like you said, first touch, heavy touch. Threatening here now, though, with Tracy.
Very. Yeah, Tracy made a great play to keep that ball in bounds.
Kaplow there. Wallace deflects the shot away. It was out of the reach of Walensky. Bears with an opportunity there. Oh, just over the crossbar is McGuire. got into the middle with a lefty strike and just 6 inches high of that crossbar. You see the replay here. Welenski poked it out. Good opportunity for the Bears. Wallace there to deflect it. And now as they continue it forward, Ryder Hayes gets it ahead to McGuire, and this lefty strike right here just goes high.
Welenski had to make a play on that ball that was coming through the middle, and he did, but in doing so left the goal open, and Tavis Wallace, Johnny on the spot to help out there.
Poke, Diaz,
Can Gav
goal!
get another one? He does.
Goal! Goal! And the Bulldogs go up 3-0. Johnson played it in from the side, nutmeg the defender, the deflection goes right to Diaz. His first poke was saved by Seelig, but it came right back to him, and Diaz finishes 3-0 Bedford.
That thing was started by Colin Johnson, finding Diaz. Seelig had no choice, came out, and when Seelig couldn't handle the shot cleanly, Gavin was there to pick up his own and get his second. That one at 22-34 coming from Colin Johnson.
22-34, let me jot it down furiously.
On your blue, like, shiny paper.
With blue ink.
With blue ink, it's good. It's invisible ink.
22.5 remaining here, and now we're going to see the onslaught by the Bears. They're going to push everybody forward. Guerin into the middle, saved by Welenski. McGuire was there, coming hard on the rush.
I'm probably going to watch a replay of that, and I'm still not going to be sure how no ball went into the net.
It looked like both the other Guerin, Will Guerin, as well as McGuire were descending hard on Welenski, and I'm kind of confused how it didn't have much trajectory towards the cage, but it didn't.
Wild.
Falls harmlessly to Welenski's feet, and it remains 3-0. Teixeira interrupted there, far side. Regains it. Good battle, physical battle, as Teixeira gets fouled. I believe that was Guerin. And now Wallace will trot backwards and take his jolly time as he looks to restart. Referee gives him a little high sign. Come on, man, let's go. Diaz's header deflects over to Tulin. Tulin beats his man and gets fouled on that far side.
Now, of course, you've been watching this team all year. Is it correct, because I'm going back and forth with Sean Diaz on text, Derek Welenski started in the Exeter game and then didn't start until the playoffs, correct? He'd been out for a bit. And so for him to come in and do what he has done in the playoffs and be that vital last defense for the Bulldogs after being down for a large part of the end of the regular season, well, that's a big deal. That's a big emotional hurdle to climb.
That sure is. I believe even Caleb Yater got the start in the preliminary round.
Yeah, that is correct.
Another one here. Ooh, a great save by Wyatt Seelig.
Nothing to be ashamed about for Seelig. He's played a great game. He's just been in a tough situation after tough situation.
Absolutely. Going back to your question on Welenski, as Diaz gets pushed in the back here, he'll get a foul called. And Hayes tries to restart it for the Bears, but that goes in Bedford's favor. Yeah, Welenski started the season, had some rough games, was unseated by Yater. And, you know, it was kind of back and forth. So up and down season for Welenski, but he's coming up big tonight. A huge save earlier on McGuire's laser towards that top left corner.
Playing with a lot of confidence. And really, I think sometimes for an athlete dealing with that adversity midway through the season, you realize you've been in the depths. And when as Chris Christopherson wrote, you ain't got nothing, you got nothing left to lose. Or no, that was Bob Dylan. Sorry,
yeah,
wrong reference. But
that's all right.
Yeah, but you know, I'm allowed.
Coming back from the depths of despair.
Regardless, when you come back from something like that, you can play differently. if you've been the guy the whole time, sometimes it's hard to keep that mantle, but you say, all right, I've already seen the worst of it.
Sometimes it gives you added confidence too, right? I have somebody that's able to step into that role. I can do what I want. I can be who I am. And here we see Welenski coming up big in this state final game. Johnson looks to bury it in the corner here. And it will be a foul called on Tracy, and I think he's going to get a card here for some antics after the play. Displeased with the call. He's shown the yellow and sent off. Gives another palms up. And he will be shown the exit for a few minutes.
He didn't get sent out for the palms up. It was for the hand going.
Yeah. The gesturing after the foul was called on him. 3-0 is your score. Clock is stopped momentarily as the official sorts things out. Books Zach Tracy for his post-foul gesturing. Teixeira will play it in from Selig's right side.
It amounts to a corner kick with a slightly better angle.
Sure, and it gives you an opportunity to put it on frame a little easier than that bender. Far side has 5 Bulldog players as Teixeira goes for that far post. Tulin gets ahead on it, but it's just wide.
The lyric I was looking for was freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose, which is Chris Christopherson.
There you go.
The one that I quoted was Bob Dylan, but regardless.
I'm glad you got back to it and found the right reference.
Hey. I just wanted to remind the listeners of Suburban Underground that they can catch that after the game. That's all. It was all a segue for that.
I'm not sure we'll hear much Chris Christopherson or Bob Dylan or Tom Petty or any of that like on Suburban Underground, but who knows? Who knows? As the Bears get possession here, Teixeira will take a foul.
I knew we were seeing that one. Man had his hands in the cookie jar.
Zach Tracy is back on the field after being briefly sent off for his yellow. McGuire gets forward. McGuire's had a couple of absolute bombs. One sailed just high and one was stopped by Welenski. And now the Bulldogs earn a goal kick as Guerin dribbled it over the end line. Welenski starts it quickly. Kaplow will clear it up and out. Near side, this is Forbush. Ames in contest there. Diaz will settle. Plays it into the middle for Middleton. Avoids one Bear defender, but another is there to tip it away. And Will Guerin back on the ball. He'll get fouled. Feet tangled. They start it quickly, but too quickly for the refs' liking. They will go back and try again.
You think?
17-16 to play. The Bulldogs lead by 3. Elliot Teixeira with the goal in the first half. A brace here in the second half by Gavin Diaz. And they are looking to close this out in the final 17 minutes to take home a plaque. But still work to do as Hanover has a potent offense. Carter Guerin here playing it back to the back line. Sam Calderwood. The Bears pushing well forward. Their entire back line is 5 and 10 yards over the half-field line as they try to put as much pressure as possible on this Bedford defense. Forbush back for Calderwood. Run into the middle, but Richie Black is there to clear it up and out. Colin Johnson will give chase, but Ames will see it out and throw it in for the Bears. Benjamin. Played high by Kaplow, looking for Diaz.
It's interesting to look at that last sequence by Hanover. They spent a lot of time working the ball around the back line, and ultimately for what? They wound up getting a kind of low velocity, low percentage pass into the middle. Like that's, you spend 45 seconds a minute working the ball in that back line. You got to get something better than that. And then they get the ball back on a on a throw-in, I should say, and it's haphazardly done right to the Bulldogs. You got to treat at this point in the game every possession like it's gold, particularly if you're working that long for it. You can't just let it go.
Absolutely true. Possession is so important at this point. Benjamin wins it back for the Bulldogs. Johnson runs onto it, pokes it deep. Seelig will come off his line. 3-0 is your score, ticking down to 15 minutes remaining. Caplow clears it off the back line. Tulin looking for the header. He's challenged on the far side. That's Noah Winchester. Calderwood plays it forward for Hayes. Now all the way back for Winchester again and into the middle for Tracy. Tracy up for McGuire. McGuire has some room. Plays it wide, offside. Linesman was there and in good position. I'm sure he'll get some heat, but he's there. He's in the right spot. Many soccer fans don't always want to remember it's when the ball is struck, not when the offensive player gets to the ball. So
it was both when it was struck and when he got to the ball, he was offside. How's that?
Well, that should just about settle it either way. And now Kaplan will Caplow will restart things. Plays it forward. Diaz gets to the second ball. Shiftiness gets him forward. Tried a little poke through the legs of Forbush. It's deflected out of bounds, but Bilecki will throw it. Maybe not. Diaz takes it quickly, gets it to Teixeira. Tulin. Now Teixeira. Chips it far side. Looking for Wallace, who's getting forward. Now McGuire. Angled off. Great job by Benjamin getting back and causing a commotion there. Benjamin's
very good athlete, very quick, and really disrupted the offensive player for Hanover well on that one.
Middleton heads it wide. This is Johnson. Johnson. Near side, Bilecki. Nice little 1-2 to get Johnson some room down on the left wing. Brings it back into the middle. Ooh, hits the heels of Bilecki. And now Hayes steps forward.
Caplow wanted a handball on that one, or it wasn't Caplow, it was Benjamin wanted the handball on it, and I'm not sure I disagree with him.
They get it forward, no call. Hayes is taken out. They play advantage. Shot by Guerin is blocked, but the Bears will have a free kick to the top right of Walensky's cage. 13 minutes to go in the game. 3-0 is your score.
That is,
and we'll get a card. Ooh, whoa. We'll get a card issued to Richie Black. That's a tough call. Let's see if we can get the replay on that. It was
one on Hayes.
It was a challenge. It happened.
25.
Yeah, it happened a little behind the play.
Football 25.
They played the advantage, but I was surprised to see the card issued there. That's an odd call. So the Bears will stand over it. It is marked on the 25-yard line, the right hash. Tough field goal from here. I believe that is Guerin playing it in. Far side, headed down to Walensky's feet, and he'll clear things out. Carter Guerin played that free ball.
I'm not sure that's quite the ball you want there if you're Hanover either.
You know, he's looking for help on that back post. It's a good run. Just a touch too strong. And Ames didn't have much room to get a good header on that. But earning a corner here is Carter Guerin as he was weaving his way through the defense. And it's deflected beyond the end line by the Bulldogs. 12-12 to go in the game. 3-0 is your score. The Bulldogs lead on Elliot Teixeira's 1 goal and Gavin Diaz's 2 goals. Walensky pops it out. Comes down to Caplow's feet. Now Guerin. Oh, just wide and high. Carter Guerin with an opportunity at the end of that sequence following the corner. Richie Black comes back on for the Bulldogs. He was sent off momentarily after a yellow was issued. And Walensky will kick it out as a goal kick.
Walensky continues to be living well, that's for sure.
Yeah, again, that shot there by Carter Guerin had some heat on it, just a bit high and outside. Johnson gets forward, keeps it in. No, he doesn't. The linesman calls it out of bounds.
Yeah, I heard it too.
And the Bears will have a throw in deep inside their own territory as we tick down to just about 11 minutes left. Hayes looking for Tracy. McGuire now. Outside for Will Guerin. Back into the middle. Walensky fields it. It was Will Guerin weaving back into the middle, getting a righty strike. Kind of a worm burner along the ground, and Walensky was well positioned to pick that up quite easily.
If you're not going to get a clean shot, I don't mind that, just 'cause you might get a deflection out of it. But for Hanover, all you have to do at this point is try to get the ball on net as much as you possibly can, but they have a really uphill battle, down 3 with just over 10 left.
Teixeira brings it down for the Bulldogs. He looks to get out into space, pokes it back to Benjamin, and now Wallace. It's a fun story for the Bulldogs here. Again, they've had that up and down season. Tough loss to start the season, then they went on a bit of a run. A couple tough losses mid-season and then down the stretch. Beautiful run through the playoffs here, and it's looking solid. Still 10 minutes to go.
I will tell you, because I don't watch the boys obviously nearly as much as I watch the girls, but I was surprised, having seen the loss to Memorial and then the losing streak midway through the season, that they had only lost 5, and they put themselves in really good position for the playoffs. And even in their wildest dreams, coming into the playoffs as a 6th seed, I don't think you think that you're going to be standing here, but obviously somebody must have thought it, because here they are.
Apparently every member of that Bulldog team thought it, and they've gelled well. 11-5, came in with a 6th seed against this #1 seeded Hanover squad. Hanover again finished 15-2 on the regular season. One of those losses coming to the Bulldogs, 4-1, same margin right here, 3-0 in this championship game.
And I said it to Sean Diaz after the Portsmouth win. I said, well, what happened? I wasn't expecting that. And he said, we're finally at a point where we have everybody. We're healthy. And apparently, and he said it with a great deal of confidence. And at that point, you kind of say, all right, he knows something I don't know, because he's forgotten more about soccer in the last 5 minutes than I've ever known in my life. So the long and the short of it is, when you're a coach and you're around the team, and of course he's been working with Stu Pepper for a long time, but to speak with that degree of confidence about your team, well, that says an awful lot to a guy who is a little bit surprised that you just pulled off what in his mind was kind of a bit of an upset in the first round. To him, it was not.
They were gelling at the right time. They were overcoming some team issues, some injuries throughout the season, some ups and downs that we've talked about, and it could not be a better time for them to be coming together as a team so well. Just inside 8 minutes to go. 3-0 is your score. The Bulldogs lead in this state championship Division I final against the boys Hanover team. The Bears putting together their last-ditch efforts. Richie Black plays it again off that back line as Carter Guerin was trying to get forward for the Bears. Tried a little outside of the foot poke through.
Is that a technical term?
I mean, I guess you could call it a technical term. It was
Outside of the foot poke through?
It was the outside of his foot.
Yes.
He was poking it through the defense.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, we're good. I just didn't know if it was something I needed to bone up on.
No, it's not necessarily a move like, you know,
Nutmeg.
Nutmeg or Maradona or, you know, whatever.
Yep.
Tipped here for Teixeira. Plays it across for Tulin. Trying to keep this in play as much as possible. Diaz chases it down and challenges. Tulin will chase it near Seelig, and Tulin's going to get a cheapie.
Oh, Jack, come on.
Seelig a little too far out of his cage. Couldn't pick it up with his hands. Tulin is there, and he knocks it in. 4-0 is your score. 6.5 to go. And Tulin puts the Bulldogs up again on the board.
I did not have Jack on my bingo card. If we could get Dale to run that one more time, and we want to see who got the assist on it. Thought it was Gavin.
I'm not sure you could call it an assist at that point. I mean, Seelig came out, was trying to play it. He dropped it right at Tulin's feet, so I would call that unassisted. Either way, Tulin puts the Bulldogs up 4-0 in what seems to be, at this point, with only 6.5 remaining, an insurmountable lead.
And some of the guys for the Bulldogs who have not seen much playing time are now going down the way, getting some jogging and some stretching. And we heard the students yelling, "We want Warble," which is senior Jack Warble. But there are some other seniors who've worked very hard on this team who no doubt would love an opportunity to take the field one more time.
Yeah, if I'm Coach Pepper, I just need to be cautious about the time I choose to put some of those folks in, because this, again, is a very skilled Hanover team, very quick, very crafty. But yes, you'd love to see them get some playing time.
You also don't know with the officials how long 5 minutes actually is, but
you would hope it's 5 minutes, but you never know. Again, there's a stoppage here and there for a card issue, a potential delay of game. Tipped up here, and that went off of the goalpost, so that's not going to be a goal.
That will not be a goal.
It's going to be a corner kick. Yeah, it definitely hit Walensky's hands, hit the crossbar, hit the football crossbar, and then came back into the field of play.
And Hayes, out of frustration, chucks it to the corner.
It was played into the goal by Hayes, what seemed like it could have been a goal, but it did hit the football crossbar, indicating it was out of bounds. Corner kick here played in. Bulldogs clear it out and away. Hayes heads it to the corner, but Bilecki is there to clear it out.
And we just hit the 5-minute mark, hand timing.
Tracy will get called for the foul. Last time the Bulldogs won a state championship was in 2018, 3-1 over Central. Since then, Hanover has been involved in 3 out of the last 4. They won in 19 over Bedford. Wyndham over, what I'm looking at says Wyndham over Wyndham. That didn't happen in 2020.
If they were that good, they had 2 teams. I mean, it was a COVID year. It was kind of weird. Oh, Winnicott maybe.
Okay. And then Nashua South took it home in 2022 over Hanover, and then South again over Hanover last year. So this looks to be the 3rd straight trip to the championship for Hanover that's going to come up empty, as we are inside 5 minutes now. Time is being held on the field.
What is going on? That Hanover player then on that one decided he was going to chuck the ball to the ball girl.
Strange turn of events.
Instead of getting it to the Bedford player making the throw. You don't want to see, by and large they played a good clean game. You don't want it to be remembered for this at that point.
So the Bulldogs will have a throw in. Again, inside 5 minutes. And now we're going to see 4 Bedford players running onto the field. See if we can get numbers. I believe Timmy Gleason is one.
I hope Timmy's one.
I think we have Grayson Provencher as another. And I believe we have Caden Heitman as another.
Oh, good. Heitman. Love it. Heitman, a hard-working player, super kid, and glad to see him have an opportunity out there as well as Diaz sends it out of bounds. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the game. But these are guys who have been in the program for a long time. You want them to have the opportunity to celebrate with their teammates, and what better way to do it than being on the field now.
And at the fans' request, Warble is on the field as well. Stepping up here, taking a shot was Richie Black. Getting in the mix is Heitman. And stepping up on that far side is Hunte G, who's now in the game as well.
I'm glad Hunte's in there as well. Another super kid in this group.
Kaplow heads it back on goal. Walensky is able to play it up and out, but the Bears will have a corner kick.
By my time, we're at about the 2-minute mark. I don't know what that means in real life.
The Bears will play it from the corner. Headed out. Tracy stuffed there by Timmy Gleason.
What you lose sight of, and Timmy had knee surgery as well and came back from that, so it's a big deal for him to be out there. But what you lose sight of, if you're more of a casual fan, is that, yeah, you might have the guys who are on the field contributing and the sort of the rotation, but realistically, there are a lot more guys on that roster, and they don't always get their time. And so it's wonderful for some of these senior guys to be out there getting their time, because, boy, they work just as hard as the guys who are seeing the bulk of the time on the field.
Tough call here for the Bulldogs. They'll give up a free kick just to the top right of the box.
104 by my count remains.
The referee did stop that clock briefly. Again, Ryder Hayes will take this free kick. The referee backs the wall up. 4-0 is your score. The Bulldogs lead here late in this championship game. Have to be, as you said, just about a minute left. As Hayes tries to get the Bears on the board for Hanover. Played in, up and too high. Goal kick for the Bulldogs. Elliot Teixeira started the goal scoring effort for the Bulldogs in the first half, 18-12. We went to halftime at 1-0, and then a brace by Gavin Diaz. Only 6 minutes apart at 28-11, and then 22-34, and then Tulin, the benefactor of a misplay by Seelig, was able to tap in the fourth goal of the game for the Bulldogs. And we are ticking down towards the last waning moments.
By my count, the 5 minutes is done, but regardless, it should be drawing to a close shortly.
Hayes tried to play it far side for Will Guerin. Guerin finally tracks it down. G will pick up a foul there.
This for the NBA, he wouldn't have a trillion anymore. You get something in your stat sheet, you don't have a trillion.
And Will Guerin will play it in and restarts quickly. Plays it for Carter Guerin, low liner. Deflected by the Bulldog defense. Headed out by G. It will go over that far sideline. The Bears have a throw. And yet the clock continues to go. We get a foul here. It's either a foul or offside. Either way, a call in favor of the Bulldogs.
Hanover fans apoplectic about it, but realistically, the die is cast at this point. They trail 4-0, and we're in stoppage time.
We are in stoppage time. The referee stops his clock yet again for just a moment as they get the free kick set up. Kaplow is ready to restart. And as you said, insignificant at this point. A 4-goal lead inside seconds to play. The Bulldogs look like they're going to take home a state championship here in 2023. Walensky comes up, fields the ball. Again, easily played as it trickled in just above the 6-yard box. He punts it away. Teixeira tips it forward, now regains control. Tries to tip it near side for Gavin Diaz on the left wing. Seelig will play it off his line as it was played back by a defender. Middleton heads it up. Teixeira, who started your scoring, tips it through. Diaz played out and away, and there are the 3 whistles. The Bulldogs are your state champions in 2023. Congratulations, young men, on an outstanding season.
Final score.
The final is 4-0. Again, Teixeira with a goal in the first half. Diaz with 2 goals in the second half here, followed by Jack Tulin with 6.5 to go in the game. Plenty was more than enough to win this game, as the Bears did not tally. Phenomenal defense along that back line. Starters across the way. We had Tavis Wallace, Richie Black, Eli Kaplow, and Jacob Bilecki. Phenomenal defending all throughout, and Walensky had to come up big with a couple of key saves at key moments to keep momentum on the Bulldogs side.
And I will say it is great to see the sportsmanship. You might not be seeing it because we're watching replays right now, but the Hanover players on the field visibly upset. Some of them have lost state championship. This is a 3rd year in a row, and Bedford players going over, shaking hands with the guys on the ground, picking them up. In a lot of cases, these are players who play together on travel teams outside of this, know each other outside of this, and it's good to see that touch of humanity by the boys on both sides, appreciating each other for a job well done.
Agreed wholeheartedly. You hit on it. These guys likely play with each other when they're not playing against each other. They're playing against each other on these high school fields, but likely our teammates on the club field. So they see each other, they know each other, they feel for each other, and that sportsmanship is certainly appreciated. Both fierce competitors, but also both very human. The Bulldogs again taking home victory here, 4-0. Medal ceremonies to follow. So we're going to sign off here.
All right, there we are.
Lauren Fox, it's been fantastic to bring this game with you up here high on the press box.
All I do is win championships above Stellas, right? I mean, that's it.
All I do is win.
I did it last year, I did it this year. I got a 2-peat going, buddy.
Congratulations again to the boys soccer team from the Bedford High School. Fantastic season capped by a state championship. For all of the crew here, we had quite a crew. Andrew Fenn and Bill Jennings on camera. Back in the studio, Dale Bird bringing you replays. Harry Kozlowski engineering on the radio side.
Bill Klein giving us stats.
Bill Klein giving us stats. Of course, we want to acknowledge that. WBNH carrying this live, and you will all see the replay on BCTV. Thanks to everybody. Have a great night. Congratulations again to the Bulldogs soccer team on their state championship.
Captain of Hanover High School, please come forward and accept the Division I runner-up flag. Members of the Hanover High School team are Wyatt Seelig, Henry Connor, Henry Werner, Will Garrett, Noah Winchester, Sam Calderwood, Sam Ames, Zach Tracy, Andrew McGuire, Sean Smith, Carter Garrett, Ben Woods, Charlie Corbin, Kate McVeteran, Gavin Munson, Joseph Rudd, Ian Press, Veer Patel, Roland Hall, Rudd, Ryder Hayes, Alejandro Esparza Soto, Joseph Glass, Skylar Clapp, and Sam Bagatelle. Manager is Tommy Patel. Assistant coaches are Conrad Mitchell and Ben Snyder. Associate head coach is Sam Farnham. Head coach, Rob Graybill. Round of applause for a great season. Hanover High School. would the head coach and captains of Bedford High School please come forward to accept the Division I championship plaque. Members of Bedford High School: Caleb Eater, Derek Walensky, Richie Black, Colin Johnson, Eli Kaplow, Griffin Middleton, Tavis Wallace, Gavin Diaz, Evan Coey, Logan Tennant, Huntai G, Elliot Teixeira, Hayden Heitman, Jacob Bielecki, Hayden Lantier, Jack Warble, Ali Mirza, Ethan Benjamin, Grayson Preventer, Zach Petrie, Vinny Rodriguez, Jack Tulin, Timmy Gleason, Hal Mena Espy, and your managers Joel Bernstedt, Ken Harrington, assistant coach Sean Diaz, and the head coach Stuart Pepper. Congratulations, 2023 Division I Boys Soccer Champion, Bedford High School Bulldogs. NHIAA thanks you all for supporting your local teams today. Thank you for your sportsmanship, and please, drive home safely.